Welcome back to Game Does Play Games, where we finish off Final Fantasy 15, hopefully.
Probably. I mean, Chapter 15 is behind that door, and I'm pretty sure it's just the final boss battle. But who knows? It could have been an update. We could have a flashback. We might have to relive everything again.
Like, why is RNA a Bahamut? Or, like, clearly, they've been talking about, what's her name? What's her name?
Who, Shiva?
No.
Luna Freya?
No, not Luna Freya. She's dead.
Well, yeah.
Although we could have a flashback with her so we could learn more about her after she's already dead. No, freaking, the Chocobo girl, the whatever her name is.
You mean Cindy?
Nope, the chick who helped us out. Like, obviously, I care
she left
so much about
a
her.
Heavy impact on the game.
Very much. No, like, we actually really liked the character. Went on a date with her and it was all good.
Oh, Iris.
Thank you. I kept wanting to say Erin.
Chocobo girl.
I meant Moogle girl. That's why.
Oh.
Now I can't even remember the name of the animal. God,
Sure looks like it.
think the elevator's working? I don't know. Why don't we just sword teleport?
Save our legs to walk out.
Flashback to Chapter 13.
Wait. What? Is it just...
Get out of here, Cybercop Ignis. Oh, hey.
Wait, you want...
So nice having...
Bye, guys.
Reach you to the top.
Was that the only one that was working?
Hey there, Gladio.
They're all like, dude, you coming?
I mean, some nice, classy marble. Just taking in the sights.
Because otherwise,
Do you like how he pushed that button?
I'm just afraid of going in the elevator and having to fight the final boss without them there.
I would say I'm pretty sure they'll spawn there automatically. But
proven time and time again that is not necessarily the case.
Yeah, it has happened generally with boss battles. But when we loaded up the game, all of these characters were in the ground, so who knows what'll happen.
God, fix the camera angle. Jesus. Why?
Cure for insomnia. Head into the throne room.
So, before every final boss, there's always the... the long hallway, the thing that, represents you're about to fight something very important.
Yeah, it's that kind of, built-in tension of, there's nothing happening, this feels wrong and uncanny.
Yeah, even this area messes that up.
Because
it's in a winding path where there's no reason to any of this.
There's too much player,
I want to explore, but it's not... I should know it's not time to explore.
Right. I think you're hitting it exactly right. It's built as though we should have areas to explore, but there's nothing to explore. But because it winds, it still feels like an area to explore.
Exactly.
It just needs to be a straight line. There's too much thought into it.
All right. Feels like forever ago. Remember when we saw King Regis for the first time? Nope. Oh.
Remember when I still had a dad?
That was weird, right?
Oh, you're messing up the Zen garden. The rock garden.
No footprints. It's fine.
I guess that's true. I have... What?
I always hated this room as a kid.
Yeah. Okay, so you want me to go that way?
Coming here always made my dad all and sad.
It no doubt reminded him of
what a great place for, them to have potentially forgotten collision. Imagine at this point, end game you jump down and then you have to find a way back up, or the game just glitches out, fall through the floor. The QA and me would be happy. Be like, yeah.
I want to explore that. All right.
Not much
Here we go.
Well, shall we? Knocked?
This is it.
Yeah, but hold on a sec. Prompto, can I see your photos?
Just burns them.
I just need one to take with me. Oh, yeah. I get it.
Is it going to be one with all of them?
You can take whichever you like.
Are we going to choose?
What do we get to choose?
We get to choose our favorite one.
Oh,
Are these
the one
all
we
the
saved? Are these ones we
I think
saved?
these are all the ones we saved. Awesome.
The shot of us in
I was kind of wondering if this would ever come back.
Sure cooked up a
Because
culinary
we don't really get to look for them, do we? Maybe we can.
I mean,
I think you should take
that's
them.
I wish I had a photo of everywhere we went.
So many hard choices. I don't know, man. Should we just take the one of ourselves?
Can only hold
Be like, I'm so cool.
Think of all the places we've been.
Good times.
Gladio.
Good times.
something new around every corner.
This is actually kind of like, I mean, I wish we had taken, more photos, but this is good. This is good. Which one? Which one? Pick one.
I vote Gladio in the Playboy magazine.
Perfect.
Good times.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm flattered and all, but
Yeah. I'm flattered and all, but take some
Remember
photo.
that time that we thought Gladio couldn't read?
Yes. Man,
I
such
really-
a serious decision. I wonder if it actually has some impact for once.
This means Gladio is going to be the one who takes the bullet
Ooh.
because he's the one in the picture. Makes me wonder what happens if like everyone was in the photo.
Whoa.
Oh, no
A
joke.
little creepy. Well, just a little.
Just a little. All right. I like what you've done to the place.
The throne brings you here. It seats only one.
Like, Noct just like scoots in next to him, like on his lap. Liar.
King sits there.
I am the king.
How I have waited for this. Longer than you could ever know. Tonight, the dreams of the blood royal come to an end.
Spite's all that's kept him going.
Talk about a grudge.
Arden sits the throne.
Not for long.
Oh, right. He's blind. It's like, obviously. Oh, right. Oh, they're all dead.
Well,
What did you do?
game over.
They have no place in this. The battle of kings. Come, Noctis.
Well,
I
sucks to suck.
just Phoenix down. Phoenix down.
I don't have any more left. I think I'll just take the throne
I
now.
really hope.
He left it unattended.
Oh. Oh.
Ow.
That's probably normal.
It ends now.
What? Why do the people that we didn't know disappearing means that it ends now? How did you come to
Maybe-
any conclusion from that?
Maybe we did know them.
Did we know them? I don't remember knowing. I'm gonna go explore now.
I think it wants us to go out.
No, and I know where it wants me to go. I can see the waypoint.
Did
right
it require us to go up to the throne first, though?
there.
Or I see.
It might
was
have
just
triggered
the,
had I gone right there.
I see. It was just kind of the path that led you here. If we fight him without our friends, though, I feel as though that's a little.
The moot. Everything that we've done up until now is pointless. I'm sure it'll be like first part of the battle is like he's,
Super Saiyan.
and then like we'd take him down notch or whatever, or he reaches final form and then our friends show up because he's no longer stealing their souls or something like that. Point warp.
Oh.
I just want you to know I teleported 1,000 feet away.
Hapless
Oh, wow.
All those times that I wasn't able to do it before. Just saying.
Don't let us down.
This reminds me so much of the third Matrix movie.
You know, I was actually going to draw that same comparison, but I was like, oh, maybe it's too stupid. But I'm glad I'm not the only one that went there. We can't
Meow
scan
knows
him.
weakness. Death.
That would be really funny.
Whoa, what just happened?
I think he teleported. I mean, it only would make sense that he could teleport too, right? Because that sort of It's the bloodline magic thing, yeah?
I should
That's how that
probably-
works?
What do I even have equipped right now? All right, don't need ice spear. Yes.
Good times, Ice Spear.
Let's give him a King's Blade of some sort.
Mm.
Sword of the Father. Makes sense.
That seems pretty appropriate.
Ow.
Did you...
Nice,
Oh, I
gonna
see.
burn me.
I was gonna say...
Did I dodge that?
Did
I
you,
didn't even
did you,
try.
you probably need to point warp out of it. Because if there's no ground for it to circle you with, then you can't get you...
This is how I heal.
So the final battle.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, he has a
buddy, how's it
crossbow.
going?
Ah, we
Ow,
don't have a
my
crossbow. You got gypped on the King's Blade.
Yeah. Did we ever pick up the, oh no. Boom.
Yeah, there you go. Oh.
Well.
I mean, you know, Blizzard, so...
Well then. Ocean.
What was I gonna say? I don't know. All I remember is that we skipped a lot of the King's Arms.
I mean, from my knowledge of what I already knew of the game, I had only skipped like one, maybe two. There's one area you go into where they should be there, and then like it's like the demons took, and you're like, okay. And there's one that we straight up missed that I know of. Everything else, like I don't know, I wasn't able to find, or I'm not sure.
I mean, there's a little indicator in the
Okay, so you can't point me right at it. I still haven't actually tried to dodge. Funny enough.
There's a little indicator in the like inventory screen that shows you which King's Arms you do and don't have. And I think we have about half of them. See the armiger list there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
So we're
6,
missing
7,
5.
8.
Okay, so
Maybe he has them. Is there one that looks like a crossbow? Kind of, maybe. Yeah,
it does kind of look like a crossbow.
There totally is one. Let's go with Elixir. Golden Square. Yeah, I dodged the fire by standing in
Really?
it. Yep.
Wow.
Still on fire though.
For once, holding square actually dodged something
Right?
that didn't seem dodgeable. It's a little bit of breaking continuity of the game's design, unless you've just been doing it wrong the whole time.
Ow.
Mini question of the day, has Nathan been doing it wrong the whole time?
Wrong the whole time. Okay, that's fine, I guess.
This is definitely a tough one.
So there's like an interesting combo system that's taking place. And it's like if he hits you with one of his things, you can't then dodge the next attack.
Oh, so you're like stunned for
Ow.
lack of better phrases or terms?
Yeah, I guess so.
Ooh. Does it feel Final Battle-y?
So far, no. It feels like almost Final Battle-y.
Like building up to it?
Building up to, yeah. Like this is just obviously just like a whatever. Wow.
I mean, I agree. I think it's kind of a fun choice to give him similar capabilities as Noctis, because it's like we're fighting our evil version of Noctis,
Oh yeah,
effectively.
the mirror fight's always like important. Why can't I lock onto him? Where is he? Okay, hi buddy.
Yeah, they've got this like inherent quality of epicness because it implies at least the same, if not better, capabilities than the player. Because especially in like games where you're playing the hero, what's the one thing that always holds you back is that the hero is never willing to like take that extra step and be, cruel and kill people, blah, blah, blah. I don't think this is the case. This is more of like, he's a demon king, he has demon powers in addition to all the normal stuff. Regardless, though, I think it's always been a cool setup.
Well, I mean, I think it's an even fight. We have the power of our friends on it, so. Truthfully honest, I've always enjoyed fights like this where it feels like a duel.
For once it actually made a lot of sense to remove the player party for this fight.
I did not see the spell coming this time. Went warp.
Because I think removing the other companions helps reinforce this theme of like you're fighting Dark Noctis.
Dark Noctis. Evil Jared.
Evil Jared. You're fighting Evil Jared. Nah, Evil Jared is unbeatable. That's the difference between good Jared and evil Jared.
I mean, evil Jared is what happens when Jared lives.
Ooh. Yeah, if Jared, that's how the phrase goes. You either die as good Jared or live long enough to become dark Jared.
Oh, it's gonna take a little while.
That was kind of my thought too. Like, I like the combat. It definitely seems tough because you've been burning through items pretty quick. But it seems so far like another case of like, this is a long battle for the sake of it being long. That said, it could also just be because we're underleveled. Whoa, you parried that. What?
I'm not really sure. Okay,
I mean, it was cool.
Was that like evil Ultima?
I think so, yeah. Whoa. Yeah, I wonder how much they dynamically change Arden's level based on the current player level. Because there's got to be some of that, right? I guess there doesn't have to be, though. That's sort of the whole point of leaving the final boss's level as question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yeah.
So that you can fuss around with the system, and it seems like it always will feel like a tough fight, no matter what. Even if you're at the maximum level. Because otherwise there's no point in not being like, he's level 99. Have fun.
It's well, it's also kind of cool because it usually represents going beyond the limitations of what a level is.
That's true.
Final Fantasy Tactics did a really, really good job about it because the reason they would give question mark is because they're the only creatures in the game that actually broke the 999 health limit.
So it was like, it's so powerful that you can't read it. It's an over 9,000 kind of thing where it's like so powerful it's incomprehensible. Which I guess that's the more traditional approach to doing things like that. I think in modern games they tend to do it to mask the dynamic leveling or dynamic difficulty. Not to say that that's wrong either. I think that it can serve to make for better gameplay. And Final Fantasy XV's leveling system seemed kind of arbitrary anyway, so it ultimately doesn't mean much.
Nope. And 1, 2, 3, bam. How is he missing me? Why is he missing me? Oh, I'm in stasis.
Especially why is he missing you? That's a great dance frame. I don't think Noctis's spine should move that way.
Whoa, look at that body.
That's
wow.
That's some ragdoll
Look
whooping.
at that body. I work out.
I work out.
Ow. How did he hit me? Holding square. Holding square. Like most of this fight, holding square. Usually when I'm going, it's because he actually got a 1-up on me. Here we go. High potions, system at full health. I think this episode is just going to be us fighting him. 1, 2, 3.
I mean, we're already
bam.
at the minute and a half mark left. But who knows how long the final battle will be? I mean, maybe there's going to be like 10 waves. Or maybe there'll just be one. Actually, this is only chapter 14 still. Maybe chapter 15 starts as soon as we find him?
I could see it.
I'm curious. I could look it up.
Yeah, look it up. I mean, we're still going to be here.
That's true. I could read some fun facts about Final Fantasy.
I mean, sure, why not? It'll probably be more interesting than what's happening right now. Ow.
I mean,
Ow.
I'm pretty sure there's 15 chapters. I guess I never really checked that.
Oh, I think I might be able to summon soon? I'm not sure. Oh, the thing's happening.
I think 15's the epilogue, so there may not even be that much. Did he kill you?
No. It was like I got him down to, I think, half health or something like that. That's, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's a pretty normal breaking point. I guess that helps justify the slow damage to him.
Oh, we both went Super Saiyan?
Yeah! Now this feels like a JRPG.
There we go. Yeah. Get it.
Whoa, what is even happening?
Okay. You know what this reminds me of? Did I ever get to play Zone of Enders 2 with you, or was it just 1?
only one, but you talked a lot about Zone of Enders 2.
So the end of Zone of Enders 2, you
People are
end
still
up...
mad at us that we haven't played it.
Okay, well, I mean, we could at some point. I have it, so... Zone of Enders 2, by the end of it, you're facing off against the big baddie, just the two of you. Basically, you know, for the fate of the world's kind of deal, because he has enough of a resource that could pretty much blow up the galaxy. And so you end up fighting him in, like, a wormhole, essentially. And it's very much like that, where it feels like the world is constantly moving, like that you're both moving through the wormhole, and you're floating around all crazy style. It changes the mechanics of how the fight works just a little bit, enough to make it very interesting. Difference is, usually when you're in that fight, you can tell what the hell's happening. I have no idea what's going
I was
on right now.
just about to ask you. I was like, how is this working? What are you doing? Is it just like...
Wait mode? Yeah, wait mode.
So are you mostly just like moving around, randomly attacking, and then just like kind of phasing when you think he's attacking?
Yeah, I think it was auto-teleporting us to different areas, like to make it seem...
Epic.
Yeah.
I kind of guessed that. It seemed like it was sort of on a rail, which that's not necessarily bad.
Alright, I'm holding square right now. Let's see if I actually dodge these.
I mean, the command says it's phase, so it seems like that's working.
Yep.
Like this red-blue thing going on right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Good and evil. Don't they know that red team usually wins, though? There's like a 5% chance
Say that.
more that
More.
red teams will win over blue, or other colors, really. In sports statistics. It's a true fact. That's really why this battle's hard.
Alright. Alright, just floating around.
What is tactical? R2?
Oh, that's like items,
Oh.
which I need
What
to
a
use
weird
now.
name for it.
Technically, I've...
It's your tactical UI, I guess. Just call it what it is, man. Item menu. Just-
Right? Well, it's because you can also go, Moogle! Oh, wouldn't it be great if I could throw my plushie underground? Be like, attack this!
I'd be super into that. That's his main weakness, is that he actually just loves plushes. It's like,
I guess he beat me, or something.
Can you not use an item?
I cannot.
Can you use Phoenix down?
Oh. I actually go down, and I guess I went down.
Huh. I mean, it didn't seem like it, but maybe you did. Or maybe that's like the consequence of failure in this instance.
Like, yeah, there actually isn't that extra phasing stage that you go through.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I don't know when I'm allowed to attack him. Every time I attack him, I take damage. Okay, wait. And boom,
'cause you're
swords are
using
gone,
the,
I attack, and then I back off. I still get attacked.
because you're using the armigers. They're
Right.
just always going to deal damage to you anyway.
But it's...
Well, you're
Worst
also
Super Saiyan
recovering
form
like
ever.
immediately. So you take damage and then you heal. So
Okay, I'm gonna wait for him to attack. He attacks once. No, that was a different attack. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Teleport. Swords are back, and then I take damage. Okay.
but you immediately recover it. You recover so fast that this is kind of like a slow Leviathan fight right now. Like you could probably get through this without ever dying.
Well, I mean, I just died.
Well, yeah, you could, but you weren't paying attention.
This is true.
Really, they're trying to like make it challenging by like keeping you in the moment, kind of like the Leviathan fight, where it's like if you take a step back and you just like phase forever, you'll never die and you'll just recover all of your
wonder
health.
what's wrong.
Because you're
with
not consuming MP. You have unlimited MP at this point. So there's no way to lose.
truth.
It's literally just a longer Leviathan fight.
I'm just gonna hold on to the attacks and just finish them off because I think I'm that close.
Do you think that the red-blue thing is too much? Do you think it's
No, I
just
don't
like...
really care, honestly. It's
Yeah.
like, whatever.
I could see them doing it if only because with the surrounding environment, it might be really hard to see him otherwise.
This is true.
And if you're going to give him any color, it might as well be something that's like, oh, he's demonic, ooh, bad guy.
John Wick's got some swords.
He blew up.
A war of attrition, then.
Hey, you won the fight. Yeah, all this. Oh no, those are the guardians. Those are the kings.
Are on hand, calling you forth to oblivion.
Is this where our friends come in? And they're like,
No, I have one sword right now. Is it my own sword? I don't know. Is it my dad's sword? That's the other thing.
I think it's your dad's sword.
That is one thing that annoys me. Is every king has a sword. Why don't we have a weapon?
You lay watching.
Maybe.
This is actually kind of interesting because we're both very sluggish and. Ow!
Is a long time. It is nothing to me. I have lived in darkness for ages.
You may only have one sword. Still got a lot of potions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe the sword is like
I can't.
something that the kings earn or
Right.
craft. So, like, you haven't been king long enough to actually create your own blade. I can see that being a
I
thing.
don't care. Okay, this isn't
Like a
like
big ritual
Avatar:
to it.
Last Airbender going into Korra, where we eventually get to see what Aang would have done when he got older. No, I want to craft my magical sword now. Why did I get? I'm literally doing nothing but holding on to square that entire time. If you're gonna tell me that I can do a thing, don't not let me do the thing. There's like no point actually hitting him. Like it's not about damage at this point. He has no health.
Oh man, I actually just saw an extra credits episode on that where it's
I'm
like
not gonna hit it.
it's-
What happens?
it's the difference between
I'm not gonna hit it.
challenging
I'm not
challenging
gonna hit it.
design and punishing design, and the fact that there are some attacks that don't seem
Hey, I got the
avoidable.
crossbow now.
Oh, nice.
Why did I get a crossbow? It's gonna go through every king's blade, by the way.
I love that you do this, by the way, Nathan, because it's like, well, not only is it appropriate for our show, right?
there's a
Because
shuriken.
it's
That I also didn't get. Sorry, go on.
not only is it appropriate that you're choosing to not play by the game's rules, but it's like, this is a game design show. We are watching game design fail in front of us. Like, literally, what is the point? What is the point?
Especially because what it's showing is that we're gonna go through each of the weapons. Both characters were using both weapons, and it was showing how Noctis was winning at every turn. And yet, I wasn't doing anything.
So here's my question. How would you fix that moment? How would you build a consequence for not hitting the circle button in time?
I would have done a fight to where you have to beat him, and it starts the sequence. And it goes through all 13 or whatever weapons, and you have to beat him with each one. For every one that you fail by, it saves it for later, and it says, okay, you haven't completely beat him yet. And
So
then-
it like goes through shorter sequences, but goes through each weapon.
yes.
I agree with that choice. And if you don't succeed at the quick time event, you redo
You
it.
redo it, but only the parts that you messed up on before. I would
Yeah,
say.
so you're not redoing a 5-minute sequence, you're redoing a
I will await
15, 20-second sequence.
in the beyond.
That's it. Our
Maybe.
friends don't even fight with us? You guys can't hear this. There was something really perfect about this. If you remember back in like episode 20 of this playthrough, Nathan at one point changed his ringtone on his phone to be Tidus's laugh from Final Fantasy X.
Right as he died.
And right as
my
he
wife
died,
calls me in the other room. I just hear,
I really wish that could be picked up on the
oh
microphones.
my god. You're good. Maybe you should put it in. Just
That was it really couldn't have been more perfect.
it was
This is
perfect
farewell.
timing.
Here we are.
All right, we should come back to this in 2
Okay.
seconds.
We'll pause.
It's all you.
So,
They're saying goodbye.
No turning back now.
Is there more?
Prompto. Gladio.
Ignis? Yeah.
I leave it to you.
Oh, right. Because he has to die. I don't
remember. Why does he have to die?
Yeah, I kind of thought he had to die in order to kill Arden.
But he just won.
Maybe it's he has to die to keep him permadead.
I think that's what the conversation they had was about,
Majesty.
or something. It was like, what are you gonna do? Just steal me away? And he's like, no, you can rest forever. But I don't really understand why. Oh, like the demons are back. Oh, those are just Iron Giants. Claudio can take both of those by himself. That's probably why they don't care. They're just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking.
The time has come.
But who becomes the new king of Insomnia?
Nobody's in Insomnia.
You could be a king of nothing.
Only the third of the population exists anymore, and none of them are in this city. Okay. Still,
pre-rendered. Ooh, fancy.
Do.
Well, I think that's probably it. I don't know. How do you feel about all this? I'm a little disappointed that we didn't fight with our friends at the end.
This is saying that this is it and it's all over.
But something could happen.
Something could happen, right? And if something happens, I'd be like, Final Fantasy. But if it doesn't, then I'm going to just be really confused and surprised and disappointed. And
do you think it'll be something's going to happen, Noctis is going to change his mind and be like, fuck this, I'm going to kill whatever this thing is that I have to sacrifice my life for, and I'm going to actually stay alive. Yeah! Do you think that would be...
Maybe we have to go into another realm and, fight Arden there in some other form. Or maybe... he's just going to, start laughing right now. Ha 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 ha, you didn't actually kill me.
Come to me.
Is that his blade? Or is that just another
That's the...
King's blade?
Something like that.
I think it looks different than... Unless that's his father's blade, that's a new blade altogether.
Yeah, that's his blade.
A lot of scarring there, Papa Bear.
Is he conflicted because now he's got to be like, I have to kill my own son? I mean, that's
Very, that would make
pretty
a lot
fucking
of
hard.
sense.
That wasn't actually me making fun of it. For once.
Dad. Trust in me.
This moment would be a lot more powerful if I understood why it was happening. Does that make any sense?
I think that's totally valid. I think that we found out too...
Oh, that's the actual sword. Oh, he's going to stab him with the real sword. Oh, that's real sword.
Ooh. Yeah, it's hard to say, right? Because, part of me says, I kind of wish we found out that he was going to die sooner, right? So that we could build up more reason to care about this moment. But at the same time, it's not as big of a twist if...
This is very comparable to Final Fantasy X.
Yes.
You go on a pilgrimage, the whole time everybody's kind of sad, except for Tidus, who's like, yeah, let's go on a pilgrimage. Everybody's like,
it's
yeah.
because Tidus is dumb and
he just doesn't realize it until near the end when... not really the end. I guess it was only... it was 2/3 through or so. When you finish the pilgrimage and you find out that a guardian has to die, and then the pilgrim, the summoner themselves has to die. And that was a powerful moment. It was a sad journey, but you didn't exactly understand the extent of it all.
Yeah. But
this
that
is so Final Fantasy X right now.
Yeah, it is. But it worked in Final Fantasy X, right? Because that became a crucial part of the narrative of them trying to find a solution so that Yuna didn't have to die. And it made for a very interesting story.
Oh yeah, that's why the story was important.
Whoa. How are they here?
How are they here?
I think it's like his memories of them.
Yeah, because they're not there anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, all these people you killed, they're gonna fight you now. It's just me and Luna Freya. Sorry.
Oh.
Ooh.
No. Not gonna do it.
No, can't make me.
This is my...
Oh, is it just gonna hold frame until you do it? Be like, you have to do it. Do the thing.
You know, this is Final Fantasy 15's ultimate moment. This is... Oh, you're not. Okay, cool. I was about to say, this is Final Fantasy ultimately saying, no, you will play this game the way we want you to. Oh.
What if this was the consequence of you not pushing the button in the 10-second time
Oh,
span?
the sword came out of my body. Oh, my. Hey! Oh, I know what this is. This is Knights of the Round.
What?
Knights of the Round. There it is. That's Knights of the Round.
I don't understand.
Okay, Final Fantasy VII stuck with the main idea of like you can't do more than 10,000 damage in one hit. Right, 9,900. You can't break that limit.
So they had an attack that just dealt multiple.
The final summon of the game, which was semi-difficult to get depending on how lucky you were, it was called Knights of the Round, and it was a summon where I think like 13 or no, maybe more knights just came by and attacked. And once your magic got to a decent level, it was enough to do 10,000 damage apiece.
Woo! Woo!
And that's that and a combination of that and Cloud's limit break were the way that you actually beat the Emerald and the Ruby weapon.
Push!
so heavy.
Unbelievable.
Not exactly a fairy tale beginning, huh, Prince Noctis?
We let ourselves get carried away.
Look, these things happen.
Let's just hope this isn't some omen.
Gladio, do me a favor.
What?
Push this thing by yourself.
All by myself?
You won't even notice if we just let go.
Prompto, don't even think about it.
Save some breath for pushing.
Ignis, come on, time to switch.
Nuh-uh, we just switched back there.
And it's my turn, Noct.
His turn.
Interesting that they're playing the dialogue from that. I assume they're going to kind of go through various parts of the game.
Probably.
Huh. So that's it. I think there's still an epilogue that'll probably play after the main credits. But that was Final Fantasy 15.
Phil, as a player, cheated.
I think the experience was interesting. A part of me is almost happy that I was an observer and not the player. I think that helped me enjoy it a little bit more. Because overall, like, we have a lot of disappointments about 15. But I think through and through it was still a fun experience. I just hope they learn from their lessons in the next game. If they even feel like they failed at any parts of this game.
It's possible they didn't. I mean, they sold a lot of copies. The reception was depending on where you were at the game. I feel like I didn't get to do anything at the end. Felt like I was just watching it happen.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
they
I
definitely
guess-
suffered from the, like, things are railroaded as soon as narrative starts taking place.
Yeah.
Which I don't agree with that design. I feel like they could, and we've talked about this through this entire playthrough, but they could have easily, well, maybe not necessarily easily. I think maybe it would have been the harder path, but it would have been the overall better experience if they had put those narrative pieces throughout the game more and still allowed the exploration and freedom for playing. I think at a certain point, and like we still could have gone back through the memory and explored the world, but really it kind of boils down to what's the point? Because there's only side quests, and even at a certain point, those side quests stop being relevant.
Well, that was part of the challenges. Let's not go back through our memories and go back to the side quests because we wanted to see how fleshed out the game was without them.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a game there without the side quests? Really? No. I don't.
Yes,
well, I mean,
and no.
yes and no, but there was a whole lot of questions. I don't understand. Why is this person a summon? What happened to Eris or whatever her name is?
Yeah, they set up a lot to create interesting narrative and never answered enough questions, or never even really properly asked the questions.
There were
I think
answers to questions that didn't exist and that led to questions that will never get answered.
Yeah, in a weird way, right? Like, I feel like a lot of the reasons that we asked these questions is because we took a step back.
Mm-hmm.
And we took a critical look at the narrative and said, well, like, why is this happening? And the game itself never presented things to try to facilitate players asking those questions. And so I don't think they felt as though they needed to answer them.
So you had asked me a little while back, what could they have done to make the player feel more connected to Lunafreya so we actually cared?
Yeah.
And I thought about this, and I think the way that I would have gone about it is had a simultaneous side story going on.
Mm-hmm.
You play as Noctis and his group of people for like 90% of the game. For the other 10% of the game, you occasionally pick up Lunafreya in like a bodyguard or two.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't play as Lunafreya in fight because she's not a fighter, but you play as her bodyguard or somebody like that is standing by her because she's supposed to have bodyguards.
Four of us around the campfire. How long's it been?
An eternity.
So yeah.
Out with it.
I just... Damn it. What the hell is this so hard? So I've made my peace. Still, knowing this is it, and seeing you here now, it's more than I can take.
Yeah. You're damn right it is.
Huh. You spit it out.
It's good to hear.
Well, what can I say? You guys are the best.
So he didn't die.
I think
Or maybe
that was
he
a
did.
prequel or pre-scene.
Oh, like him being like, this is it after this. Yeah, I could see that. I think that would make the most sense.
Either that, or it is some weird, much later thing like everybody's dead and we're in some ethereal heaven place thing, and he's finally coming to terms that his friends are cool. And, like, that's what that whole scene comes up to, is like, you guys are my friends. It took you that long to come through it, but he's like, yeah, he finally spit it out. Well, fucking, dude, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I mean, you don't need to be
fair,
dead to say that.
Yeah. I choose to believe that that was before the final.
I would
Trip.
believe it as well.
Especially because there was that jump when we met up with everyone, and then we were suddenly in Insomnia, and we were like, wow, we're just here, okay. I think it would make the most sense that that was a camping scene from just before that point.
Yes. Oh, I want to go back to my point before.
Yes.
Luna Freya. So if you were playing a small group of bodyguards protecting Luna Freya and doing a little scene here and there, like just 2 or 3 scenes, that's it. You get the idea of who she is as a person, and the player makes a connection to her and cares. We already know that Noctis should care. He already knows who she is, and so as long as the player has that connection, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
That's more content and all that stuff.
It comes kind of back down to our initial point on that, is that any interaction with Luna Freya would have been nice.
Rather than wait until she's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, felt cheated on the boss because I wasn't really doing anything. I didn't understand that final scene. Like, they could have chosen better final scenes, like just like a little epilogue of showing the 3 of them without Noctis. Not even like
that would have been good.
I don't have to see that the kingdom's doing fine and everybody's happy or anything like that. Maybe this is it.
I mean, I did really like that scene, though. I thought there was a lot of really good emotion. Yeah, it didn't have to happen there.
Okay, maybe this is it. If we see Red 13 running across the horizon here. Yay, the sun's out, you guys.
Everything's gonna be okay. Just like dead demons all over the place. Okay, this place stinks.
It's just they're not evaporating anymore because there's no place to go to.
It is a little sad, though, because it's like there really wasn't anything we could do to prevent the end of the world.
Well, it's kind of the whole thing is like they had this idea of, I guess, a classical tragedy. Because really, you can tell that's the inspiration behind it. The hero has to do something beyond his control. But it made everything in the game seem fruitless. Like, that's a cool picture. Everything in the game seemed fruitless, as in, like, the people living in the world had no control. Our friends had no control. We, as the king who's supposed to save everything, had no control. Nobody had no control over anything. It was completely fate-bound.
And imagine if we had
the
done...
player had no control.
Oh, but the pup's still alive.
You did well to deliver the ring to Noctis.
Yeah, Final Fantasy's final music.
Wayward,
Farewell, friends. I think that's what it's
though
called.
my son may indeed be. He has made me proud. May you too know happiness.
Yes! I'm so happy with the choices that we've made.
Yes. And you didn't want to be an asshole in this playthrough.
You converted me in the end. It ruins the whole scene, but in the best of ways.
Why did they give the player the option to ruin the whole scene?
Especially because we don't know what it's for. I mean, obviously at that point, like, I think the intention is to choose the most sentimental photo.
Listen, we
because you're
weren't
like, you're making
choosing-
peace with
Right,
them. You're
yeah.
like, oh, well, I'm gonna die, so can I at least have a sweet-ass photo of you guys?
Well, we weren't choosing who was going to shoot the arrow. We didn't, like, it wasn't clearly important. Oh, there it is. She was leaning on him the whole time.
I mean, best of all, though, like, had we not saved any photos, what would have happened?
I don't know. Could we have? Oh, there
like,
he is.
we
He's
also
right there, you
we
guys.
also would have had, like, even if there was like one default photo.
Thank you.
Imagine we had like only saved shitty photos the entire time, but we really wanted to have a really good like final moment like that. Like maybe we cared about the entire experience a lot, and we just never cared about the camera or the photography. And like our only choice was to choose a shitty photo and then have that scene be like, but why? I didn't want this.
What a cup of ramen.
Congratulations on completing the game. View your certificate of completion in the archives and then share the record of your success with your friends. Well, that's it, guys. That's final. This really
We don't.
It's
You
the
don't need
perfect-
to stick around for this, but
this is the perfect example of, or perfect like one image to sum up our playthrough of Final Fantasy 15. All right, thank you for watching, everyone. This has been a very interesting but also enjoyable playthrough. I'm really happy we played through the entire thing. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Thank you for anyone that stuck around, and thank you for anyone that even just hopped in on the last episode to see where we ended things off. Question of the day, what are your thoughts on Final Fantasy 15? What did they do best? What did they do worst? And what was your experience if you played the game yourself?
Another question to that is, where could they go from here? What would you want to see in the next one that they could improve upon from this?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for watching, everyone, and we will see you in the next series.